Good afternoon. My name is Olga Quick, and I am here on behalf of the Probate Court Circuit Court Family Division Employee Association. I'm here again to address the issue of the emergency manager. I would ask you to give careful consideration as you proceed, as I believe you are setting precedent. The issue for the membership of the association is not the movement from part-time to full-time, rather the proposed salary, the a la carte benefit package, and vacation days. A review of the wage study indicated the emergency manager is at level 9. Per section 2, page 11, the current rate of pay for the emergency manager is above the maximum wage. Suggestions were made by municipal consulting services to bring the position in line with the adjusted range. Since that time, the matter has been referred back to municipal consulting service. It appears an attempt to justify an increase in salary. The concern for the association is that the recommendation for municipal consulting services was for this association to be placed on the 6-step wage scale. Despite the recommendation, the membership was placed on the 9-step. Repeatedly through the most recent negotiation process, we've been told no. The county can't afford it, the county doesn't have the money, etc. It would appear that the county finds the money when it wants to. As to the vacation day allotment, every other county employee has had to earn vacation days through their service to the county. If the emergency manager is awarded 25 days vacation, I would respectfully request that every probate court, circuit court employee be credited with 25 days vacation. I would like to leave you with one final thought. My statements are not personal to Trent Adkins. Mr. Adkins has done a fine job and has been compensated well for his work. This is about implementing change relative to a position in the county. Thank you.
And now we'll move on to Ed, also from the Wausau. Welcome, Ed.
I'm having trouble with my hearing aids. I got it. I can't hear no bushes.
I think it's really, he'll have a second chance to talk. Is there anyone else at this time?
Yeah, but fix this here.
Oh.
We'll let him talk. Then while we're waiting for Bonnie, let's go ahead and move on to economic and physical development this
Mr.
time.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to add one thing to the agenda today. And it was for the finance meeting, and it was to consider the clerk's vital records office hour hiring of a part-time person. I'd make that motion that we could talk about that again.
Support.
Motion and second. Now open for discussion. All right.
Can I add something?
This is just to add it to the agenda. It's not to.
It'll be at the end of the agenda.
All right, hearing none. Roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen. Garrett.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
No.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Vice Chair, Chairman Root,
No.
and Vice Chair Marks.
No. Motion passes. It'll be added to item A on county finance administration. Everything else will go down one. All right, now we'll move on to county economic and physical development, and we'll turn over to Commissioner McMaster.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item A, move to consider approving a request for amendment to the Shiawassee County zoning map, property located in section 18 in New Haven Township. Portion of parcel ID number 003-1A-100-004-07 from the R1A, one family rural residential to M1 light industrial, and authorize the board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Second. Motion. Item seconded. A, open for discussion. Questions? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion moves forward to tomorrow.
Item B, move to consider resolution number 19-06-07 to adopt the Shiawassee County policy on enhanced access to public records and authorize the board chair and county clerk to sign all necessary documents.
Second.
Motion moved, seconded. Questions, discussions on the item? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carries.
Item C, I move to consider approving a farmland PA 116 agreement for Robert Birchmeyer for property located in Hazelton Township, parcel number 004-12-200-015-01.
Second.
Motion, Olshausen, second. Items over for discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor, who we get on to tomorrow, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, that completes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner McMaster. Now we'll move on to County Finance and Admin. Commissioner Plowman, the floor is yours.
Thank you. The 1A, I'd like to make a motion to consider the clerk's vital records office to hire a part-time employee to work 20 to 30 hours per week with prorated benefits per ASPE contract, Article 43, and in grade 3, starting at $14.77 per hour, to be paid out of the clerk's wages line item number 101-215-703.000. CPL revenue funds will be used to help pay for the employee's wages.
Support.
Motion, second. Items open for discussion, questions? Let's go first.
For discussion, Casey's making a copy of, because we've talked about the fees, and I kind of want to tie the fees into this, if possibly as possible amendment. She's making copies of what all the counties charge for vital record fees, and it'll show how we're behind some of our neighboring counties. So I might make a motion that that's included in it.
May I add something I learned today? In speaking, looking into some things for a question that was asked upon me at the leadership meeting this morning regarding the sheriff's jail. I had a conversation and we did some reading, and I am going to have to perform trainings to the over 400 election inspectors, not only for their recertification in August, but I have to do it in January and February as well before the presidential primary. And when I was talking about my CPL fund, that is something that is strictly, clerk's office can utilize for various things. And that is right now, I don't believe any of it is contributing to the salaries of the current staff that is there, because Jerry Lynn is under vitals and the election clerk is under the election budget. And last year we had 44,000, which when we were looking in BS&A, it's not there. I'm investigating where my money went from last year moving forward.
I think that the clerk knows what she needs in her office. She is very aware of the new election laws, the increased work that is creating for her, and I think we have to trust our elected officials to manage their own offices, and if she feels like she needs this person to assist her with her work, then we need to get the resources together and make that available to her.
So any department head that feels like they need some extra help, we give them
I think we should
additional
trust
employees.
them. It is our job to help our elected, our job as commissioners is to resource the departments to be sure that they can do their work.
I would remind this board that last year we did such a thing, and the department was over budget by quite a significant amount. That's something you might want to look into. I also caution using CPL money, which fluctuates. Okay, no one is denying that she may need extra help in her office, and that wasn't why I voted no on Monday. It's because the CPL fund goes up and down and it's not regular. What happens if the initial surge of people worrying about Hillary Clinton taking office and banning guns is now passed? What if we see a steep drop in CPL applications and all of a sudden those funds are gone and we have an employee we can't pay for because we picked a line item that's not significant enough to fund it? We're gonna have to lay some off. And so whoever interviews for this, maybe they leave their job somewhere and they come here to this county and they have good faith, wow, I'm gonna get good benefits, maybe I'm gonna make full time, and 1 year later we gotta lay some off. That doesn't sit right with me. It's a fluctuating line item. We should have picked a better line item, or just outright ask for general fund money. But the CPL, it's not wise, it's fiscally irresponsible.
And none of us have any budget numbers in front of us to have any idea where the clerk's office budget is right now. So once
That
again,
should have been provided by the clerk.
we're being asked to make a decision in the dark. So
Yep,
I
that's true.
don't know that that's the clerk's job. Maybe
It
it is.
is the
to run their department's budget, I believe it is.
Well, we don't see anybody's budget come in front of us, so we don't really, when the sheriff asks for new things, we don't have the sheriff's budget in front of us before we make a decision. I've not seen that yet, so I.
Well, we're not talking about the sheriff right now.
No, but we are talking about the department heads
everything out of his
providing
own budget.
budget.
He's been
And
very
everything comes out of
creative.
his own budget. Commissioner McMaster, floor is yours.
So I would, we talked about this back in November, December, and the handout just went around of all 83 counties. For vital records, which includes, whether it be birth certificates, death certificates, and
Marriage.
marriage license, we charge $15 for the first copy, $5 for the second and additional ones. Ingham charges 20 and 10, Saginaw 15.7, Livingston 15.5, Gratiot 26 and 12, Genesee 25 and 10. Those are our neighboring, excuse me, Clinton, I didn't include Clinton, and Clinton is 13 and 5. Clinton has theirs a little lower, because they like to stay competitive with, the reason is with Lansing, because you can go there to get some records, but with Ingham, clearly it's higher. And then one thing that I haven't even talked about is expedited marriage licenses. Is that where you can charge more for the,
Yes.
if it's within a short period of time? So.
It's to waive the 3-day waiting period.
Right. So, you know, I still don't, I've tried to figure out what real ID is gonna mean, how many people in this county are gonna need to get some of these documents. It's possible to know who lives here, who was born here, you know, if they already have it, if they need to get it or not, but,
Dan, I just did a quick count, 37 of these counties are only charging 10 for the first.
no.
So I'm not sure we're that far out of whack.
Well, look at our neighbors.
You know, our
Well, no,
neighbors
but I
are
mean-
10 times the size of us.
Well, I would say, why didn't we do this last year at the end of the year when Commissioner McMaster brought it up? The clerk told us she was uncomfortable raising her fees to the people in the county.
That's true.
So I'm not gonna burden that, raising the fees, when then she can say she didn't want them raised. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna be the one that raises them when she in an open meeting said, I don't want that on the taxpayers and they shouldn't have to pay more. But then, now I was okay with the fees being raised when we're on the hook and can say, the board raised them, I was against raising them. I'm not playing that.
That's what would happen.
No.
That's what would happen.
Can
No,
I-
we're not, no.
I'm just throwing this out there. I mean, I didn't look at, I'm not comparing it to Marquette. I mean, obviously which are all constantly compared to Marquette. Marquette's cheaper. We were compared to Marquette for the wage study, but I just compared everyone around the donut hole here. So, I don't know, just throwing it out there. I was willing to do it last fall. I'm willing to vote for something like that. Obviously, it takes more than just me, so.
That's understood.
I do understand the CPL fund, it does fluctuate, and who knows, either the legislature could say, 6 months, they could say, Secretary of State's gonna handle that. I mean, you know,
And then that money's gone, and they are discussing certain different.
they're always discussing whether so.
So it's just, to me, it's fiscally responsible. And there's a lot of departments that deserve an extra employee, there's no one's gonna question that. The courts deserve extra employees, so does our register of deeds, so does our treasurer, but what are we doing? You know, when we really look at it, she's down 1 FTE from when our previous clerk was in office, and we took 2 jobs worth of duties, 2 full-time jobs worth out of that office. So she's really up 1 net. And we're talking about raising fees for the people, and we're talking about giving them more employees. That's wrong. I've been here this is my 3rd year. We're not trending in the right direction. This is a fiscally irresponsible move, period. And we just passed a jail mill at 70 to 30. People don't want higher taxes and higher fees, so we're not doing it. I'll never favor that. When I ran for office, I told people we're going to do more with less. We have a budget to live within. We have to live within our budgets. Commissioner Olshausen? Any comments, questions?
I'm just listening.
Commissioner Root?
Nothing else to add.
Commissioner Blau?
good.
I would agree.
I would only vote for this if the fees went along with it. The fee increases went along with it.
I would have to do more study to know about increasing fees and how that is all related. Without doing that, I still think that when the clerk has told us about additional responsibilities that are being added to her now by statute, unfunded mandates from the state, and she asked for a part-time person, we should give consideration to that.
All right.
Should we table this till next month?
Now we'll vote. And so we'll go ahead and we'll have Madam Clerk do a roll call vote on it.
Commissioner Commissioner Olshausen,
No.
Commissioner Garber,
No.
Commissioner Marks,
No.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
No.
and Chairman Ritter.
No.
Motion fails. Move on to item,
Hey, that was one.
we'll go ahead and move on to item A.
Okay. I move to authorize an increase in board canvassers' compensation when canvassing all types of Shiawassee County special primary general elections from $45 per day to $45 per half day up to 4 hours, and $75 per full day to be effective immediately upon approval and be paid out of the election budget line item number 101-262-725.005.
Motion on the floor.
Support.
It's now been supported. Item A, open for discussion and questioning. Hearing none, all in favor of moving it on, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
I abstain.
You abstain, so we have 2 nays and 1 abstention.
Who were the nays, please?
I was named.
I'm sorry.
Marks and Rube. But it still passes, moves on to the
I'm abstaining for obvious reasons.
I move to approve up to $25,000 for the purchase and installation of a replacement chiller unit to repair the air conditioning in the circuit courthouse.
Support.
Motion, we have a second on the item. Any discussion, questioning? Yes, sir.
Did we get it ordered or anything yet, or not, or wait until we're doing the budget? Is that what you're waiting for?
That's the group.
So those guys are vacant over there, right?
Yes, they are.
I guess we're gonna have to have it fixed then.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It does make me extremely uncomfortable, however. We're going to go do business with the same company that sold us a unit that died after 5 years. Extremely uncomfortable about that. So people can say that I don't have to work in those conditions, but actually the truth is, Morris area schools, I work in those exact conditions. There are no air conditioning units in my schools, so. There isn't Owasso Public Schools either. That said, any other discussion on the item? All right, hearing none. All in favor of item B, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Aye. 2 nays. Item passes.
I move to approve the payment of Shiawassee Conservation District invoice number 2423, the amount of $22,317.64 to cover the cost of the spring electronic waste recycling event conducted on May 4th from the Waste Management Fund, line item number 230-230-0700.00.
Motion on the floor.
Support.
Second. There's open discussion, questioning. Mr. Garber?
Chairman, I reached out to several people in my district because I really struggle with this. I think it's a really good program. Reached out to 3 of my townships, and they all agree that, geez, if it was, $1,000, if it was $500, but to go that far over budget is kind of ridiculous. But also, I hate to see them on the hook for it. So I feel like if we go ahead and pay this, we really have to be assured that people aren't gonna come to us $7,500 over budget and expect us to pay bills.
Fair enough. Commissioner Olshausen?
I thought yesterday they said some of it was already appropriated, and then they was kicking in some, so there was only around $4,000 or $5,000.
No.
No, she was saying she only spent $12,000 last year, so she's assuming she still had, we always pay the bills. She turned in $12,000 last year instead of 15, so she was should still have
But the
3,000
money does
there,
not roll
but
over.
the money doesn't roll over,
You
so
spend it all.
it's gonna be a $7,000 overage.
Oh, okay, I based had so many numbers in the slide, it was a little confusing to me.
I was confused by it myself, so.
Commissioner Palmer?
But that was what I was gonna say. They didn't spend it all last year, but that actually, it rolls. It's just fund balance.
Any other commissioner comment? Commissioner Master?
We had this discussion on Monday, we talked about, in the future, maybe there'd be some copay, maybe there needs to be a cap on the number of large TVs. And obviously something has to be done, there's a reason why, clearly the public saw what a good deal this was, if they had 240 cars come, it was a car a minute, or more than that, so, I'm struggling with this because it wasn't managed like it should have been. So,
Any other commissioners' discussion? In my opinion, $7,000 is quite an overage. I would hope that that doesn't become a regular thing. However, the Conservation District did their job. They did what we asked them to do. You know, as long as this doesn't become a yearly trend, this is money that's use it or lose it anyway, and if we don't use it, then you never know, Waste Management might come back and say, well, you fined with $65,000 last year, so guess what? You get $65,000 this year, so maybe it's a one-time thing, but over the years, we're gonna have to keep an eye on how this moves forward. Hearing no other discussion, we'll go ahead and put item C to vote. All in favor of moving it on to tomorrow signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Aye.
1 nay, motion passes to tomorrow.
I move to approve the revised budget calendar for fiscal year 2020 to allow time for department heads and their deputy administrators to receive specific BSNA budget prior to submitting their budgetary requests.
Second.
Item E is on the floor. It's on the next page.
Should we miss the?
Nope, that's fine, we'll go back.
So,
So,
I missed one?
item E is on the floor, it's been seconded.
I forgot the, okay.
We'll go back, it's on the,
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
not even an issue.
We still will try to have a preliminary budget earlier, but we'll take into consideration training and paperwork and all that kind of stuff. But we'll try to get things done. It's just that with all the stuff going on with the BSNA and all that new stuff, it may take a little bit longer, but hopefully not.
Any other discussions, questions? We had a spirited discussion on Monday about the schedule. All right, hearing none. Moving this on to tomorrow, item E is what's up for vote, signified by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion will move on to tomorrow.
I move to renew the IT contract with Shiawassee RESD in the amount of $118,500 per year for 2 years.
Second.
Item D has been moved and seconded under finance and admin. Any discussion, questions? I'm going to talk to Beth Monday.
I think they're doing a good job.
They are great.
Very good. All right, hearing no other discussion, all in favor of moving it to tomorrow signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Item D moves to tomorrow's agenda.
I move to authorize the current part-time emergency manager as a full-time salary position at a salary and other terms of employment to be determined by the board.
Support.
Motion and support for item F. Item is open for discussion, questioning, debate.
So there aren't any numbers or terms attached here. When will we see those?
That's kind of up to us.
Yeah, you're here to discuss.
Okay?
If you guys give me direction on certain items, I'll put them into a
Okay, I'm just gonna ask this. Salary position, can that salary position be a contractual position?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
It could even be just whatever the board says.
Okay.
You don't have, wouldn't necessarily have to be contractual just because you want to have a certain price,
Yeah.
or if you just had a few things that you wanted to have, a few items, and maybe waiver of some other items, if you had a number of things like that, that could be put into a succinct motion, and you have the record of the board on what they're providing.
Yeah.
If it's much more involved in that, then you probably get written waivers, then even more involved is to write a contract, but
Yeah, because basically,
there's a number of things that you do.
waive retirement, right? Is that's, I mean, he already is retired from his previous job. From I don't know if it's MERS or not.
No, it's not, but I mean, if
Yeah.
that's what the board is discussing, and
Yeah.
if you're asking, can he do that? Then the answer would be, I think he can.
Yeah, I think
I
you're right.
would, but I can.
Okay, he's not gonna take county, doesn't need to take county health insurance, is that correct? Okay, all right. And he would receive $1,800 in lieu of, that is for everyone. Okay, level 9, okay, the vacation. It's asked that he receive 25 days of vacation pay. I think he now is qualified for 12 after 2 years, 3 years. 2 years.
He would be probably, okay, off the top of my head, I think 11 or 12.
Yeah.
It goes up by 1 day per year.
Yeah,
I mean, we consider this stuff in terms of hours. I think 200 hours is the 16 rate, and that is 5 weeks of vacation.
okay.
But that sounds like 25 days if you're talking that, because of course it's just 5 day work days.
Okay. So I'll just, for sake of argument, 11, 12 days. No pension. No health insurance. We'll take the black, I'm just not anybody else with any health insurance. And he gets 37% of his pay funded by the state, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's something we didn't touch on the other day. 37% of his pay comes from the state,
No matter how high it is.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if they have a limit or not, but there's no salary we have considered to date that would put him over any such limit.
yeah. Okay. So the savings, so basically, the state would be paying, if we pushed it up to 68,287, the state's gonna pay 37% of that figure.
That is correct.
Yes, okay. I mean,
That's my current understanding.
yeah. And I did a lot of thinking on this. Also too is that this would be this would be an employment contract. It wouldn't be like a professional contract, because if it was a professional contract, I mean, we hire him for X amount of dollars and he does X things. I think with the state paying 37%, he would have to be an employee, but I'm not sure.
Well, I believe so, but that has neither here nor there with a contract. You're thinking of an independent contract. He's not an independent contractor, but
Right, this would be an employment contract, just a plain employment contract. Yeah.
But wouldn't that still just make him subject to all the other terms that all of our other employees are? I mean, I think I know where you're going, is to try to classify him differently so that he's not a county employee and we can then move him out of all of the sort of criteria that.
But I don't think we can.
I don't think so,
because the
and that's
state-
what I'm wondering if I'm hearing.
Yeah, see, the state pays 37% of his wages because he's an employee
Right.
of Shiawassee. I think that's the way it is.
he would still be an employee. In fact, right now, he's not on one of the pay scales. Even that's the case as it stands. But that doesn't make him not an employee or interfere
Right.
with that. And as far as certain modifications, as he is describing, that could be done just in a motion. You wouldn't even necessarily need a contract for that. Like I said, you could write that.
We could do it in a motion, okay.
It could be put out there.
Okay. The only thing I have a problem with is the vacation. And we've had county employees say, well, he hasn't been here to earn all that vacation. But I do understand, and we didn't bring this up there either. A lot of time, his job isn't 8 to 5. A lot of evenings, he has to be out, he's out doing training, he's doing things, all sorts of things. So I mean, it isn't just an 8 to 5 job. There's a lot of other things, and of course, if there's a problem, emergency, his hours can be very much extended. So, you know, I still like the level 9, the 56.6, but in the, you know, in the temperament of compromise a little bit, and he certainly performed pretty well when we did have a problem. I would go with the 68,287, you know, no pension, no health insurance, and the regular vacation days that he's earned as he's been here, so on and so forth. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. What does everybody else think?
And just on that one thing, can I make a suggestion? If you're gonna say 60, would you say 68,287?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't.
I believe that's the top pay rate of pay grade 5. I would just suggest, if you're gonna say that, I would just say position at pay grade 11, step 9. That's that number. If that's what you, if that's what you're.
Pay grade. Let me get that.
That would amount to that.
Anyone know how many
Is that-
counties in Shiawassee, other than Shiawassee, have a part-time, one of these emergency managers? Is that normal?
I bet you could find some, but most of them, I think most of them are full-time. I'm not positive, I don't want to expound on too much. I know you.
I know since the state stepped in and pays theoretically 37% of the wages, an awful lot of counties now full-time. Some counties pay more, some pay less, some just pay hourly. Some say he's employed 32 hours a week, pay him so much an hour. It's all over, but an awful lot of counties now have full-time because the state does help pay that position.
The ones I checked, most of them are full-time.
Yeah,
They're full-time.
smaller.
They got paid, that's one thing, but they were full-time.
Commissioner Olson?
Does that mean if he's gonna work at a disaster, we're gonna pay him overtime like we did before? I don't think so, but if you work on full-time, he can also count his times. Who's gonna know he's here 40 hours, he could be here 35 hours and then make up for it when he has to work 50 hours one week or weekend on something special. We may not have a crisis for 6 months or a year and 6 months, so.
Or
Yeah, so we hope we never have
never
a
has
crisis.
one, no.
At least I think it's somewhere in between, because I was here when they wanted to make it 80,000, and I made a suggestion years ago that we split the difference, and it would never happen. It was around 64, 65,000, something like that. So at least maybe he's not getting his 80 that was put before, but he's still getting a decent wage.
If it's, as I understand it, if you're making a salary pay, you can get overtime. That's true.
Yeah.
Commissioner Webster? Where's yours?
Oh, I was just gonna say, you're setting precedents, so what you do for him, you're gonna have to be willing to do for all county employees. I have heard the argument over and over that Mr. Atkins is exceptional, and I think that's insulting to all of our other county employees who also work weekends, work evenings, take phone calls. I mean, the people who work in the courts are taking phone calls late at night about juveniles who are in trouble, making arrangements to get them out of town. And I'm gonna just guess that they probably work more nights a week than Mr. Atkins does. I'm just gonna guess that, because I'm gonna guess they probably work every single night. And I think to make an argument that somehow he's exceptional and should be outside of and be treated special in terms of his package, I'm just opposed to that. It is not fair to the rest of our employees. He may be a great guy, he may do his job exceptionally well, and so do 90% of the rest of our county employees as well.
Commissioner McMaster, anything to say?
I've already said my piece.
All right, Commissioner Grabber?
Nope, good.
I would be in favor of the level 11, step 9, whatever it was. But I would also be in favor of giving him every day that we give him now off. Why should he lose days? And I know that's gonna burn some people, and look, we're off 11 or 12 vacation, right? What does he get now?
He would get 12. Like I said, it goes up every
Right
year.
now, he gets 12?
I think he starts out at 10 the first year, then it goes to 11, then it goes to
So what
12.
is this argument
Go-
that we're giving him more than his years? I've heard that argument.
Well,
so many times.
like I said, it goes up to 12 days, you're talking times 8 hours, you know, but the proposal as it was originally contemplated had, at the 16 years of service rate, which is 25 days,
Gotcha.
that'd be 5 weeks,
Okay.
you know.
I think
So that's a dead issue at this point. Well, so really, we're just arguing over salary? Well, that's the board of commissioners' job, is to decide whose salary is what. So if people don't like it, they can run for county commissioner. Any other discussion? All right, you're on.
Would you like to hear a sample motion then? Well,
Yes.
based on what you told us.
Yes.
All right. And
So we're actually gonna discuss voting this to tomorrow.
Sure, I understand.
Yes.
Am I to understand he's not getting the 16 years of service rate on, that's not happening? All right. In that case, are we still doing is he still waiving payment of vacation and sick time? I mean, you don't have to do that. You can do it just like the others, and he gets paid some if he separates from the department. He
He
gets
may
paid for
quit when
unused
he
hours.
hears this new proposal for all I know.
Well, he might.
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
this ought to be tabled. Maybe
Well,
we're moving a little
I
quick.
just need to know, I'm gonna give you a sample motion, I just need to know what the terms are. All right, well, let's try this. Consider authorizing the current part-time emergency manager as a full-time salary position at grade 11, step 9, under such terms and with such benefits as are provided by the county's personnel policy, except, and these are options that the board can take as they want, except that the employee in this case will not contribute to nor receive any benefit from the county's pension plan, or you don't have to do that, and will not receive any payout for unused vacation or sick time during or upon separation from employment. And you can leave that out. He could then, if he had unused sick or vacation, he could get a payout when he separated from employment.
Leave it in.
Leave that one in, so he's not getting a payout. Is that the will of the board? All right. Well, then I will, and are we leaving out that whether he wants to be in the pension plan?
And health.
That's
Well,
all.
health, if he works over 30 hours, or over 29 hours a week, he is entitled to health care. Now, he can take, he's not, I can tell you, he's probably not gonna take that. He probably has something to do.
Okay, I understand that is.
And he'll get the 1,800.
Oh, okay.
I understand.
All right, then I would say consider authorizing the current part-time emergency manager as a full-time salary position at the pay grade 11, step 9 rate under such terms and with such benefits as are provided by the county's personnel policy, except that the employee in this case will not contribute to nor receive any benefit from the county's pension plan and will not receive any payout for unused vacation or sick time during or upon separation from employment.
Correct.
That's the will
Is
of
that your motion, Commissioner?
Yeah.
Who would have to second?
Commissioner Carver, so are you, I mean, you have the motion right here in words, and then now you're amending it to this.
Yes.
Are you seconding?
Yes.
Okay.
So just so I'm clear, this is, instead of putting him at a certain pay grade and increasing his pay, we're putting him at a different point in the pay schedule. Which is different than what the wage study would suggest.
He's going to a pay grade and step rate. It's based on that.
It's based on,
Yes, but in fact, it is that. Yeah, but it's clear he's a full-time salary position.
It's based off of his current hourly rate. His current hourly rate is the 32.83 or 89 or whatever it is. And all that is, which Mark Notley outlined was foregoing all of those benefits and perks from the county equals about the difference if you just took his $32 an hour salary and made that 80, because they're both at 68 or 69 when they total out. So
So that's it? There's, you got it all, that's it?
So far, what I stated is, yes, that would be correct.
I don't know if there's any other wording in there.
We're going to vote on this today, move it to tomorrow.
Well, all you do is move it tomorrow, check.
We do have a motion on the floor, it's been seconded. So all in favor of moving on to tomorrow, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Aye.
One nay. Motion passes to tomorrow.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Plum, at this time. All right, request of Commissioner Root, we do apologize, we have to go to closed session at this time. He has another commitment that he has to get to, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, then we'll resume.
I would make a motion that the board move into closed session to discuss some items with.
I seconded it.
Need to state the purpose.
What is the purpose?
Collective bargaining.
Is it only about collective bargaining?
All the issues are involved in collective bargaining. Yes.
Okay.
Well then, we have to vote, right? All right, all in favor of going into closed session meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
One nay. We're in closed session. All right, we'll give a few minutes for people to kind of file out. We do apologize that it is this way. We'll resume the public safety reports on the other side.
I made your report state. So, I made our meeting. Well, Thursday's the Friday. I played with it's 5 to 7. Weekend. Tomorrow's kids. I've given great consideration to his experience and